Hi, my name is Charles, and I'm going to take you through a simple demonstration of the application FiveFiveComparison. This is a simple application that is designed to enable the user to compare 5 countries over a period of 5 years on how it has performed on one of the indicators that are aimed at achieving the Millennium Goal. To run this application, you can click on it on the website. The application will ask you whether you want to open it, just run it directly, or you want to save it, in which case you download it and can run it later. Uh, that this enables you to either run it online or run it offline. For the sake of this demonstration, we are going to run it offline. When you click on it, it brings the first screen, which contains the instructions on how to run the system and also the data entry section. On the instructions, step 0 is of course to download or click on the application online. Step 1 is to identify the data that you are going to use. In each case, the first part is to identify an indicator that you are going to do the comparison on. Then select 5 countries and also select the 5 years over which you're going to run this. You do this by getting the country numbers from the FiveFive list. This is the yellow tab here. When you click here, you get a list of the countries. The countries are arranged alphabetically, beginning with Afghanistan as number 1. You have here Belgium coming in as number 19. You scroll down, you can have Liberia coming in as number 111, down to Zambia and Zimbabwe coming out as number 212. After Zimbabwe, you have the different regions. You have the high income regions, you have the low income regions. You can actually run the system to do the comparison also on those regions. The same list also contains the indicators. We have the adolescent fertility rate coming in as number 1. Somewhere down you have the CO2 emissions, number 16 and number 17. When you continue down, you have malaria cases reported coming in as number 99. You have something about vulnerable employment of females coming in as number 121. For the time being, let's leave this list and go back to the instructions. We go back to instructions by clicking on this red tab here called FiveFive Data Entry or Data Entry. Having identified the numbers of the countries and in the years you're going to run on, you go to the next step, step 2, which is about data entry. In data entry, you enter the selected data in the data entry section here. You enter the indicator here. You enter the various countries, up to 5 of them here, and you enter the respective years here. Once that is complete, you'll go to step number 3, which is to analyze the graph and possibly print it. This is done by clicking on FiveFive Graph, which is the green tab here. When you click here, you get a graph and it will show you how the various countries are performing on the indicator over the years. Let's go back to data ent and complete the instructions. We'll come back to the graph later. After looking at the graph, you go to step number 4, which is simply going through the steps again so that you can compare other countries over other years and on a different indicator. Now, having gone through these instructions, we can now do a simple demonstration. We are going to go to the FiveFive list and identify an indicator on the 5 countries. So in this list, let's see which indicator do we look at. We're going to pick indicator 9. let's see, prevalence of HIV total, which is indicator 98. Then we are going to analyze HIV over various countries. Maybe the African countries will give us a good example. So we pick Ghana, which is number 74. Then we pick, let's see, which next can we pick? We pick, Morocco, which is number 132. We can pick the biggest country in Africa, Nigeria, which is number 143. And we can pick also South Africa, which is the biggest economy, which is number 174. And of course, to do justice to myself, I pick Uganda, which is number 199. I'm going to analyze this data over the period 2000 up to 2004. Having identified my data, now I go back to data end and I go to step 2, which is entering the data in the data entry section. So I start by entering the indicator 98. You'll note that it will give me the name, which is prevalence of HIV. When I enter the countries, we selected number 74, which was Ghana, as you can see, 132, which was Morocco, 143, which was Nigeria, 174, which was South Africa, and 199, which was Uganda. We want to analyze this data over the period of 2000 to 2004, so we enter here 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004. Having done that, now we are ready to go to step 3 to go and look at the graph. So we click on FiveFive and there you see the graph. From the graph you can see the HIV prevalence in South Africa compared, for example, to Morocco. You can also see the trend over the years, the way South Africa is going vis-a-vis the way Uganda is going. You can see in Uganda it's declining. At that point you can click on the graph. So I can click on the graph and actually print it. First, see how it's going to look like. This is how it's going to look like, and then I can print it. I can actually, at a technical level, be able to export this data to other applications like presentation, so that it can be used in other areas. For the continuation of the demonstration, let me go back to data entry and also analyze data over a different indicator. I'm going to go to the FiveFive lists and look for a different indicator. In this case, I'm interested in CO2 emissions, so I'm going to take indicator number 17. And for CO2, I'm going to analyze some developed countries, so I'm going to go through this list. I'm interested in analyzing and comparing China, which is number 41, with countries like Germany, which is number 73. Also look at Japan, which is number 97, and also compare it with two countries of interest: United Kingdom, which is number 202, and also United States, which is number 203. I'm going to compare this data over the period 2002 up to 2006. So I go back to the data entry screen. I enter the indicator, which was 17, CO2 emissions. You can see as I enter, the data, the system automatically gives me the names. I'm looking at the 41 country, which is China, 73, which is Germany, 97, which is Japan, 202, which is United Kingdom, 203, which is United States. I'm comparing it over the period 2002 to 2006, so I continue 2003, 2004, 2005, 2006. Having entered my data, I'm ready to look at my graph. So I click on FiveFive graph, and the graph comes. You can see from here the CO2 emissions in China and the United States is relatively high compared to Germany and the United Kingdom. You can also look at the CO2 emissions trend in China, which might be of interest. Like before, I can click here and actually print this graph. At this point, this is all what the system does. At this point, I can close the system the normal way you do it in Windows. I click here. You can see the system will ask me whether I want to save or not. If I save this information, next time I come, the system will start straight showing me CO2 emissions. If I don't save, then to give me the default as it was before. For the sake of this demonstration, I'm not going to save. That will close the system. As you note, the system is very simple to use, and it's very easy to use. It shows the stakeholders the performance of countries, and makes them motivated to ask themselves how and why, how other countries are doing what they are doing, and why they are doing what they are doing. It is very simple and easy to use. You don't need to know too much other than following the 5 or so instructions. Yeah, it does not involve complex software installations and acquisition. It does not require a lot of IT skills, and technically it runs on any computer that has Microsoft Excel installed. For the sake of the technical people, this application was designed using Microsoft Excel 2007. It could run on Excel 97, but some of the good features will not be seen properly. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope this application will be able to contribute to the attainment of the Millennium Development Goals. Thank you. Bye.